You me woman today, you me meregarem save, you me saveli too. Start a good something in me doing for village and for community. All we want is for an educated nation. All we want is for better representation. Yeah, our passion, our dream is for safe and equal society. Our hard work, our struggles, we face them all defiantly. No matter what for nation building, hemi plande anahati. You me strong, you me smart, you me confident. We are leaders. Oh, no matter what for nation building, hemi plande anahati. You me strong, you me smart, you me confident. Let's rise together, Solomon Island.
The Outstanding Women of Solomon Islands initiative was designed to celebrate the work and leadership of women in our communities whose contributions have touched the lives of many. The initiative was implemented in the 9 provinces of the country in partnership with the Provincial Councils of Women and the Young Women Christian Association on behalf of the Honiara Council of Women. This film features this initiative and the stories of some of these women who were nominated and chosen in community elections for their service. This film focuses on 11 Solomon Islands women who have done outstanding work in their communities. Their work makes contribution to the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. These are women from villages across Solomon Islands who are now acknowledged and valued for their leadership abilities and overall positive contributions. They were voted for their amazing work through community elections held in their respective wards and provincial centers by men, women, youth, chiefs, church leaders, people with disabilities, the elderly, government workers, and provincial government members. There are previous examples of Solomon Islands women leaders. The Women's Band, or as known in the Malaita language, the Fikuanikini, is one of them. A gathering of women, which is the women's arm of the South Seas. And it was started by the late Elizabeth Fatangasi, an outstanding woman of Malaita province in the 1960s. To this day, the Women's Band continues to be the gathering of women, focusing on upholding their Christian beliefs and strengthening their faith through devotions, praying, and singing, and ensuring their children and families are healthy and spiritually sound. A decade on, the late Evelyn Atu, a simple but dynamic outstanding woman of Guadalcanal province with limited formal education, did trailblazing work on women's political leadership in her province. She established the Guadalcanal Provincial Council of Women and became its first president. A direct result of Evelyn's work was the election of Hilda Curry, the first Solomon Islands woman to be elected to the National Parliament of Solomon Islands in 1989, 10 years after Solomon Islands gained political independence from the United Kingdom. Today, the Honorable Rose Tala continues the political journey that Evelyn began when she was elected into the Guadalcanal Provincial Assembly in June 2019, and before her was Eileen Sulikonina, the first woman to be elected into the Guadalcanal Provincial Assembly in the early 2000s. Today's Elizabeths and Evelyns are many, and they are doing also amazing work in their province and in Honiara. There is still a lack of acknowledgement of their leadership and contribution to the community development. This is acknowledged by the Premier of Central Province, Honorable Stanley Manetiva.
We are all human beings, but most of the time, the men-dominated areas now, men inside loyal, and women are left out. So my provincial government see that their part as women to make decision is missing. So my provincial government support the women for that. I'm like for looking that men and women equal importance.
In 2018, UNDP, through its SECSIP project, commissioned a study on attitudes to women and women's leadership in 10 selected communities, in which showed that people consider women's community work as just another normal part of women's gender role, and that frequently do not value women's achievements as significant contributions to the good of the community. To draw attention to these issues, SECSIP and the Provincial Councils of Women, through the Outstanding Women Initiative, are providing an avenue for people to better appreciate the significance of women's contribution to community development through their leadership work, and some of our traditional leaders are beginning to acknowledge the role of women leaders.
Lo culture mi follow Isabel, or the woman, no same chief, but woman and working community. So I'm good for putting outstanding woman for Isabel province.
SECSIP is behind the Outstanding Women Initiative, and over the past few years, UNDP has done a lot of work to promote the advancement of women in areas of the community and public life to have the benefits of a more inclusive society. Having women and girls as equal participants in decision-making together with men and boys benefits the society, not having them hold entire countries back. We have heard that in the course of this initiative that took a year to complete, more than 100 women across Solomon Islands were nominated, and as a result, 11 outstanding women were elected at the provincial level and the city of Honiara. Now it is time to meet them. Florence Vasaro is from Choiseul Province. She is 47 years old. She was born at Central Hospital and grew up in Gizo. She reached Form 5 at Goldie College and is married with 3 children and 1 grandchild.
The first time where me hearing that me now an outstanding woman, feeling me is me very humbled. I owe these women were out there entrusting me to get onto this path. And so it is my dream that whatever level that Misave West Blocketa, especially the wasteless people, whatever level that Misave bringing come the needs, it is my prayer that Bible help them have their voices heard with the decision-making bodies.
In Western Province, Randy Solomon was chosen as the outstanding woman for her long-term work in her community.
Time me take up this award, me happy because me feel that I think an opportunity for me for sharing a lot of issues and challenges where I'm always, him not being heard and seen at this level.
Our next outstanding woman is Dorothy Bana from Isabel Province. Dorothy was a teacher for 36 years. She has traveled and lived in many parts of the country. A mother of 3 girls and a boy, and grandmother to 10 children. She currently works as a community development coordinator for the Mothers Union.
So, Ministry Blohem, with follow work Goro Canal for 10 years, and then 7 years, closer on college, was a chaplain. Me trained as a teacher. For 36 years, me teach and retired in 2015. Okay. After that, Mothers Union appointed me to be the community development coordinator. Me carry an office in the Diocese of Isabel headquarters. So we work for 4 years now. That's what I'm doing this time. And me enjoy working with women.
When she was elected as the outstanding woman for the Central Province, Mary Cora Tareile was already known for her work as a chairperson for a village saving club. Mary has also mediated during conflict situations. She is married with 3 children.
Me but me expecting to ba an okta woman okta feel ating luluk normal or how way and attitude do woman so ota baravoti mia o same misakalo result. Then me happy too that I think him plan and propose blow. Big man for helping me ota woman lo rural area blow me fala for try for empower mo kita lo waka where ota big woman by sitting campo me fala. So me very happy lo this result because ota woman put him confidence and trust block lo me and try for help him me fala sa level lo central with him sa program.
Our next outstanding woman for Guadalcanal is Rose Sese, a brave peace builder who has risen to many challenges.
Me Nemblomi Rostova Sese. At this stage, me 66 years old. Bless me born lo South Guadalcanal village Nahue. During that tension, then okatango signing terms with peace agreement. And after I come back, or take me as one pala where I go with them kota big man lo pala or premiers and kota member pala province. Pongo ran to talk about peace. Mina only one woman go with them.
Our next outstanding woman is also a very courageous woman, but for different reasons. Melvina Voa is from Marau Sound. She is 28 years old and has attended her primary schooling at home and secondary school at St. Joseph Tenaru. She then followed higher studies at the University of South Pacific. Melvina, together with Helen Paika, has been elected as an outstanding woman to represent Honiara City.
As a disability or some challenges were may really face in my life. Accessibility to services. Yeah, sometimes people stuck a discrimination. Really looking this all outstanding woman also for opportunity for me for come up and really addressing now the issues where the disability or the come across and also the youth, women. This program a big opportunity for addressing now the issues.
Yes, these are important issues. And now we will talk with the other outstanding woman for Honiara, Ellen Jemima Paike. Ellen does volunteer work to help with issues faced by youth and women. She created a local association with the motto, Empower a Woman, Empower a Generation.
Ellen Jemima Paike. It's Blomi, I'm 58 this time. Place me bon lo he, me bon lo hom lo mi lo new pani lo istreno lo reno. Me married, me get now 5 fala picking and me born him and one adopted and me get him 6 fala now. I always come down to the way for socialized to people, friendly to people. Me no waka, but I always help people.
And now for our outstanding woman in Malaita, Rose Liata. Rose is 44 years old and is married with 6 children and 1 grandchild.
Inside the community, people, leaders like women and community as a whole, or looking me garam also one for leadership quality him stuck with me because me really involved with women within the communities, leaders, chiefs, doing discussion related to women issues, where me really involved with him decision makings.
After Rose, we have another remarkable woman, Christina Mary Nasiu from Renbel.
Me, Christina Mary Nasiu, me married, all of me have me pastor. We got 5 boys. Me adopted 1 girl. Now me got 1 granny and boy. Lo education, wise, me take him. I think the highest him Bachelor of Commerce, do Economics Finance. Me do my diploma graduate lo way senior this time here, and me also take him diploma finance. Lo community wise, me what women lo me involve much lo church. I think church na despite me totally small work me in lo community, but lo church na se mo ta recognize me for too much lo on our involvement. And I think because me work within province too, so maybe other woman that think maybe woman na fit him what position niya.
Julie Mavetau, the outstanding woman from Makura province, is also a Polynesian like Christina Nasiu, but now lives in Nukukaisi village in Makura province.
My name is Julie Mavetau, 51 years old. I'm born in Honiara Nama, and I'm from Tikopia. I start in Makura, Nukukaisi. Kasem Form 4 Nama, Selwyn College. I'm a widow, I'm 7 fala beginning. And my grandmother too. Before I elected me as an outstanding woman leader, me too as a rep for community Blumfala and the VBC. VBC stands for Village Peace Council. we are World Bank now with the funding this for the project and for maintaining peace inside the community.
And finally, to round up our introduction of the 11 outstanding women of Solomon Islands, we have Rosalind Lemoba from Temotu Province. Rosalind is 44 years old. She is the mother of 2 girls and 5 boys and studied at the University of the South Pacific, obtaining a Bachelor of Education, majoring in History and Politics.
Be involved law several things, not only law the women but also for helping other people me, especially in the mining and logging issues we have go around no Temotu Province. Me feel that there is a need for the educated people for really stand out there, irrespective of gender, irrespective of who, what, but as a person who can stand on behalf of people.
So here we have the 11 outstanding women of Solomon Islands. Their work is on daily basis contributing to the well-being of their communities in alignment with the Sustainable Development Goals agenda, and there is no doubt that they deserve the Outstanding Women titles. Since their election, recognition is slowly coming in for their excellent community contributions. Let's listen to what Minister for Women of the Choiseul Provincial Assembly, the Honorable John Matapaza, has to say.
Me looking leadership block the woman have one for a very big contribution factor, low decision making, low community, low government, low province, and low nation itself. So before thinking now, you may say, oh, the woman not no got him right, but now today, woman in leadership is very important because of a very big contribution factor to low nation building below Solomon Island. Contribution low leadership between men and women, me no looking any difference low him. Yeah, both making a very good decision making inside low leadership. Low contribution below men and women. Me think a woman too hemi got him the frank decision making because whatever what say what looking what feel him before what make him decision, which is himself helpful to much low governance play me.
Ranging between the age of 28 to mid-60s, these 11 outstanding women come with a diverse range of knowledge, skills, and abilities. Whatever the reasons why they have been elected as outstanding women, people value them for their contributions and work on a daily basis within their communities. Thanks to them, community people have begun to see and accept that women's leadership is a normal part of life in our communities and villages. Let's hear them talk about the work they do as women leaders. Let's start with Florence Vasaro, the outstanding woman for Choiseul. She is a long-time church and community development worker. A kind and soft-hearted woman, Florence is always helping the less fortunate, whom she says are often overlooked by their leaders.
Me helping women, especially women with like them generating small income with them. Bakery, me supplying flour for keta because me got a small shop. And me support them for generating income and after repay me, as well as me doing some sort trainings, floral arrangement, as well as table setting, and also me integrate with them nutritious meal for young women. Me continue for supporting too, especially vegetation, people with special disabilities. People, women with needing help, especially look at little trainings when we go through, especially time of the experiences for me with them Oxfam, community participation, the importance of women to contribute inside the community level. So those are little things where we believe in doing inside the community where I'm touching life for women. I'm helping for choosing me now one for women for supporting.
Working as she does close to the people, Florence also sees the problem experienced in rural areas in Choiseul.
Even water and sanitation need to be improved inside the community. And as well as inside the community, teenage pregnancy with younger girls. One for a big issue now, especially marijuana. And island ram or what the name, yeah, especially with them young people, as well as some issue na classroom. They need to expand as population and grow high. So those are some issues where me looking inside the communities from the father.
Florence believes that for these issues to be addressed effectively, she must work with the stakeholders in her province.
Maybe by me go in with them existing bodies inside the community, like very much good now if me work with them, the 16 Council of Women, so that the program can reach him every rural women inside and around the choice.
The outstanding woman for Central Province, Mary Cora Tarile, is also passionate about working for rural women.
Inside the community, me what looking me as me what for the woman where me active for doing what activities where also leading with the woman, training with the woman, me attending with the workshops. Then me go back, me go through communities, 7 communities inside the world. Then me training with the woman how to set him up programs blocked.
Like her counterpart from Choiseul, Mary also sees the value of cooperating with other partners in her province to work effectively. The two main ones are the Women's Development Division of the Central Provincial Government and the Central Provincial Council of Women.
For work with the big woman of province, I'm very nice now how to follow set him up program for me. I'm very nice. So that since that time to follow come to office too, then ought come down low rural grassroots me follow to woman down. Then me follow look him now changes him happen low there. So by me was have for work through with him. Now me and Jacinta we have to follow representing me for the votes inside the province. So to follow barawa make him good for me. That's the way me follow come up also me.
Rose Liata, the outstanding woman for Malaita Province, is no stranger to the community development work, and it has always been part of her life.
Inside the communities, most of my lifetime, we start putting people down in the community and involvement waiting over the women, village leaders, chiefs. We really get involved with him over in decision making in terms of some fellow women issues time him come arise inside the community. We really involved with him over inside the decision making block.
Rose gained the confidence of her community so much so that she was approached by the people to contest in the provincial assembly elections in 2014.
So time we got that experience, garam a heart where okat looking me as me sabe put me up or put me for me taking up leadership inside law government level. So okat put me electing me inside the provincial level when we become once a former minister or a member in the provincial assembly of the Malaita province. Law experience blew me time inside the provincial government. Leadership blew me as a woman, as Ibi Sabe, Malaita province is a male-dominant society. So involvement blew me within men within the house, which is we in Malaita, we have 33 wards and the only woman is me. So in terms of decision making in the house, him a bit tough, but me looking as a man, looking inside the decision making time me involved with him or some men really supporting women. So in their support, me looking some outcome lo support me implementing some of the major projects within my ward, whereas one is a rural health clinic and built and a market house where I'm built also within my ward. These are some of the projects we'll be implementing during my term.
These are impressive achievements. Another woman is also in her own quiet way, achieving a lot for her community. Julie Mavetau is originally from Tikopia and has made Makira her home. Naturally a quiet person, it's a case of action speaks louder than words. Julie sits in the Village Peace Council and works with couples, children, women and youth. It is her quiet and humble nature that earned the respect of her communities to elect her to be the outstanding woman for Makira Province. Here, she begins sharing her counseling work on relationships and addiction issues.
Yeah, we come across in few cases where we deal with them couples. We look at them help settle them now. problem between husband and wife. And today me looking to start peacefully. The boys, most of them me looking outside drink. Me sabe tell them oh you feel no need enough to take them about something. If you need for making changes inside the lives of Loketa. Not to move on. Speak something lo de la front for Loketa. Me looking at teenage pregnancy. Ma fala big issue too lo me fala the community. If I stay na me fala Ethiopia garan culture from fala I'm strong too much. Then me fala no sabe directing can was him tambo or by myself for parents to fala sabe or daddy especially not the brothers who sabe that the girl inside na lo problem. I must say one for the area that as outstanding women we need for play part. Most mothers would say speak negative na lot begin. May baraheran tamot speaking. O tabo sa mga begin brother and we say talent out straight. You no good something for that. Dream treat him out beginning brother.
As a young person herself, and one growing up with a disability, Melvina Voa knows what it is like growing up with harsh words. Melvina, 28, is one of the 2 outstanding women from Honiara City, who is the youngest of 11 outstanding women featured in this film. Melvina is involved in many volunteer activities, working with youth and people with disabilities.
Me one for member of YSP, Youth and Student for Peace, where me also doing a community service program, same clean up the town doing me, and also me also organizing a leadership training workshop for the young people or the youth leaders or the school leaders or some head boy, head girls in the school, that shall come and participate and look what na responsibility of the young people as a future leader. What not purpose for you? Why you go to school? You know, just go for school because of the parents for you or the push you for go, but you go there because of purpose. So time you go there, you must make use of studies for you. You must manage your time for you, and you must get an aim and goal for what you achieve after you finish in school. Me attending one for international leadership program. No USA, New Jersey, and so that program really empowered me, and so that's why I come back solo. Me involve a lot of activities of them for helping other young people, and also me interest helping other disability because me too one for disability girl. And we go through many challenges and facing stock problems, and how so we work together for solving other issues where me facing as a disability and also the youth. Since me come back and me first weekends me first holemna other leadership training programs where other topics of them character education, core values, for giving some a little bit tips for guiding the student time inside the school.
Another of our outstanding women is working with youth. Ellen Jemima Paike is the second outstanding woman for Honiara. She loves working with young men and women in her community, many of whom are school pushouts. Ellen helps them to boost their confidence, to build their skills and capacities. She often uses her own resource to meet some of the needs of these youngsters, and they appreciate her efforts. Ellen has come up with some great ideas to build the self-confidence of young women through sports. In her home community in New Pani, she even organized a women's soccer league. Even though people joked about the female soccer team, the women enjoyed themselves and felt great about it.
Down to the way for socialize to people, friendly to people. Me no worker, but I always help people. Because I develop me, because of the youth lo here, me always come down to this where Oketa. Challenge me always meeting the community lo the youth these days. They always involved in drinking and if I hear what is going on from what the weeks go past and made and something in this community. Me very sorry, but me always sit down and we say with their family and something else. But also me always give challenge lo me lo kind no matter what the hard times in life of the youth especially. They always not in time, but me happy because other youth lo here and somehow but other some respecting me. Because me always love them, okay? Me always kind whatever they need. I always have them.
Ellen has formed an association for women and youth in her community, and they are planning to embark on income generation activities. They are contemplating involving some of their foreign businessmen neighbors who have already helped the young people in the past by clearing the roadside drains to assist them in raising funds for their association.
Try to make him something him feel enough for or that you bring me work instead for get money done. We always just sit and quiet and look for it. That's why we always approach him on the outside. Me know or same local or pride market. I just regard all of you, we are in the same community. We work together. I develop me, we want to empower our mothers. We have other resident place in this area to have our future generation to come. But I want to involve people or the youth inside in this community to do something.
Caring for environment is an investment that people need to urgently make a priority for small island developing states such as Solomon Islands. Randy Solomon, the outstanding woman of Western Province, spends a lot of her time working in the area of solid waste management and believes that people must care for their environment. Randy found that solid waste management is a very challenging area to work in due to the fact that provincial authorities still do not treat this as a priority. She had to think up how to continue with no resources. She was very happy when women themselves came up with some ideas on how to reuse rubbish.
This is a group of plastic waste gizo, and him registered and him recognized, and time other woman make more things they sell them and people buy them. So that's how ota earn living too, because most of ota woman blow me fala ota housewives. Maybe ota no can manage for completing good education, then ota sabi sit down and work about me, but they're smart. They have the talents, they have the skills, and the traditional knowledge hemblo oketa. So ota woman mi fal doing too, ota capacity building for doing training for oketa. So they have that mindset of looking after the environment. Me believe that if people got them the right information, they will do the right thing. Same. So I think environment, yeah, it's all about our life. It's all about our future, because if it may look good, like for us decision makers now this time, if we borrow, we owe a lot to our future generations. So it's like we are borrowing the future from them. We have to give them back. We have to give it back to them. Sea level rise is really an issue for us, especially with climate change. So me looking one for the area where me looking that me really like for touch lohem to masna is on environmental issues. It's more on education awareness and especially with climate change issues. Semna me looking more key area that me really like for building up capacity of the people lo Western Province so that they can be resilient lo as we continue to work on development or whatever the priorities of the government.
Another of our outstanding women is also close to nature as she paddles to work every day. Dorothy Bana, the outstanding woman for Isabel Province, is a simple and down-to-earth lady, but make no mistake, she is one of the most powerful women leaders in Isabel Province and is well known for her tireless community work. But she also rubs shoulders with Isabel premiers, bishops, and paramount chiefs. In spite of this, Dorothy remains close to ordinary people.
And experiencing the woman from the top down to the grassroots level, I think we get confident. We pave the way for my women. Then the young leaders take off after me. And me, one for strong supporter of other stakeholders too. If I'll come for workshops together, if I'll team out. Already so. Also my work plan from me, then down to the Council of Women. And then for them down to the communities. I think what by me dream here. And any issues that also me, by like go out with them. But me one for strong advocate law, something to human rights, was me paralegal trainer too. And then me one for vocal person for women in election too. So during this past election, we go around with them, with the women too, as a campaign for them. We always invite them, or the young leaders, to come with me, to come into my office. Whenever we go doing some some responsibilities, I always take the young leaders with me, so that whenever my term lapses, or suppose also we come down there, some time whereby me leaving that for work, they take on board. So every time encourage him, the young ones to take up, to forget all about their low esteem, so that the come of the karem high esteem low leadership low kita. Became other also talk thing down him with celebrate. No one thing me encourage him young women for must come up with them leadership low whichever organization or communities of the service.
Dorothy has made it her life's work to empower youth and women. And empowerment is also about financial self-sufficiency. Most of the outstanding women want to assist the communities, and in particular the women in their communities, to generate income for their family needs. But there are challenges, such as finding the startup money and accessing markets. Rose Sese, the outstanding woman for Guadalcanal, is one of the lucky ones, who has found her niche for income generation by focusing on farming, an activity that the majority of rural Solomon Islands women engages in.
Mi finish waka, mi no not supporting husband lo. Because I was beginning that last born, I'm still school, and we think about that. It one can depend on beginning too. There's some before him say beginning waka him by happy mom and dad. But thinking lo that one, me no wanna him out. Rato ka tambang karem own family. So then we start him garden can meet karem like betlen walo ka waka. Lo waka lo ka ni help him wala, but still ni parang karem own something po. Enim selling. So we start him garden, we start small. We start small as we move go, then okata people come and ask for work. We say come, we work. So we all work together. Lo community na and the community notice community him ko kasi where goes aranim galakana. Or campus school fee. Okata like go home no mas selling. Okata kan work a little bit, but mingi mo kata pay go home and pay school fee.
Nembla mi Stanton, mi skulo sinul Solomon Island National University. Mrs. Sese hem influence mi side lo wakal small family lo down where place wakam kalukime. Time no gare mota side financial side the same side lo school fee and out small things for helping me lo school. Miss ago waka then hem save by me.
Nemblomi marinate. Kaden blomi na ota kaden lo hiya. Kaya mi fasa go training na lo metronya. Sem training de nemlane mi fala na wakem kaden no sem ogo mi fala o sem pasabe wakem kaden ni pa wakem seleban.
And training mi tekem kam o training lo gane mi kolem kata kam o look hapo wakem rose and drainage and plant. And this time it I'm palage chicken manu come and take him block you na po make him sure and because we pal try pungolo silo no using chemical organic we become leading partner that him na waka block ba kata kam mi pay mo things block eta and mi namba mi ko o kata ba continue waka po mi kem garden him no bis lo enti o wak lo gane kam mi pay and mi na mi ko po mi pa him na wat plan blow mi po okay.
Rose has done a lot to change the lives of people around her, and therefore she has been elected as one of the outstanding women. In this case, it's more about changing people's attitude and helping them have an open mind and accept women in leadership position. It was a leap of faith for Christina Nasiu, the outstanding woman for Renal Bellona province, the only Polynesian province of Solomon Islands. As a relatively young woman, she was hesitant when people encouraged her to become a candidate for the Outstanding Woman of her ward and community.
Herem lo President Cristo, mi tingin na the elder women ba mi fala. With the respect, mi say mi fagaram sta ka chance where mi might come in maybe other times, but not now. Me approaching one auntie ba mi very active lot of women. Hem say you fala na fit for go in, because mi all finished na. So tabat putim in them ba mi. So I told me just say, oh, put him go no more. And I think because me work with him province too, so maybe other woman that think, oh, maybe woman that fit him or position here. Where I mean, for me, Seleva, very confident that me will do anything because law position me lo him this time. And was something where it make me happy this time. Lauren Bell, also stuck a women or running business. Him really, him make me happy because me always like for looking at the women come up that area. So time we look around, most businesses around Rendell are owned by other women. So it makes me happy to myself.
Education is the key to empowerment, and Rosalind Lemoba is the Outstanding Woman for Temotu who is working to share her knowledge and experience. Currently, she is a school teacher in one of the high schools in Lata in Temotu province. In addition to that, Rosalind's academic background has allowed her to work at the policy level and assist the Temotu Provincial Council of Women and the women of her province. Specifically, her contribution has led to the passing of the Temotu Provincial Women's Policy.
Bial for draft na di sa policy blo ya blo mi fa province mi fa blessing finish yeah me really like for looking that whatever mi fa agree lo policy mi fa carrying forward yeah, for happiness na lo something for the livelihood, the happiness of family, everybody irrespective of who you are, yeah, whether you're disabled or you how, but everybody must live in a very safe and secure, happy Temotu. And not only Temotu, but maybe for Solomon Islands as well.
It is not always plain sailing for the outstanding women in many Solomon Islands communities. Women face many challenges in their leadership work. One of the most common is the attitude that comes from our customs and culture. Julie Mavetau, the outstanding woman from Makuru province, has experienced this firsthand.
Ota project ya ota kami kam kasemi follow hemme kembe fumi fala sari kam lokata level and especially time president Lomi province Jessica within England ota come down and holding awareness within me about gender equality or the rights and open them up now the minds of lulu block people don't follow community. No, the woman, but the garan big role to play. Think him now, and let me say, me should do him now. Help part of the woman of community blooms.
Custom and culture are blamed for placing barriers in the way of women, preventing them from moving forward and playing a bigger role in society. One man agrees that our customs are partly to blame. He is none other than the Minister of Women for Choiseul Province, the Honorable John Matapaza, agrees that the culture is a barrier to women's leadership.
Before, by we find him mostly women or take him up or the leadership roles inside the community, the government, because of culture. Yeah, culture now he hinder him leadership of the woman.
Our customs are often the reasons why issues affecting women are not discussed openly or in public. Rosin Lemoba, the outstanding woman for Temotu province, is well aware of this and does not believe that such issues should be silenced.
We have to call sin by its name. So no matter what, but we have to fight. If these generations have to have a future, we women, we men, we everybody must fight a good fight. We involve the community level, especially the women, especially the domestic violence, where really come up the community level.
Another cultural factor that affects women arises when a woman marries someone from outside her immediate community, from another province, a different ethnic group, or a different tribe. Very often, a woman faces a lot of challenges when it comes to being accepted by her husband's family. Ellen, the outstanding woman for Honiara, had this experience because she is a Polynesian woman who married a Melanesian man.
So time him come up to my home because taka me married Makira. But me no hate anyone. Both side of us or the Stakalo house will come back. Me just tell now what now in a castaway of the things like if what the problem here, please if I don't swear. But if you look at me, we have to educate him for understanding before we live together. That's how we married out. We extended our family in my own custom. We follow no pay daily, but we follow like extended family. For we care each other. No matter people blow me, kasi makirama, oh, he married them chance. But I care. Or if anyone might go reno, then look, oh, people blow. But people blow me have to take care. That's how in a custom way of living. For extended family, for we help each other.
Another outstanding woman, Rose Lieta from Malaita, says that personal qualities and her leadership work have contributed to her acceptance by her husband's tribe.
The background experience for me as a woman leader within the community, my people, my tribe, would look at me as me one fellow woman waiting identity where what are really respecting me, especially within the tribe me married lehem, or look at me as me one fellow woman where or value me, or me garem that leadership quality me garem. So involvement when we doing waiting oketa really looking as me garem experience where bisa be involved with him now oketa leaders inside the community, especially the chiefs, village leaders, and we too involved with him step inside some various committees set up inside law society like school board and mothers union groups where we being led inside.
We know that in Solomon Islands, the low level of participation of women in important decision-making bodies can be attributed into our culture. When it comes to land ownership or political leadership, they are barriers for women. Christina Nasiu, the outstanding woman for Renbel province, has had plenty of experience, in particular when it comes to political representation.
Imi basta culturally, mena, because of maturity, most decisions come from the men. When it comes to land issues and all that, me for women, marano ini parlohem na. Provincial wise, even national, we think that we have the capacity, but for run in and for go in him, it's another thing, yeah. Yeah, whether by him support or no more, him another thing, because so far we've been garam 2-3 women no more provincial government, national, we've never garam any woman. Well, for woman him try, but him still him no make him. And as him election lo here, not so much lo you man or woman yeah. As him lo view by Mr. Leva, so much lo how many people you got him, how you have convince him kita. But maybe some man not still got him that thinking that this one woman and me had for voting.
We asked the United Church pastor from Choiseul what he thinks about culture, elections, and women's leadership.
Many times we look at the women, we look at the culture, and that is why the women's order maybe in terms of elections and that also, yeah, voters also women are not good at leadership because from culture.
Nevertheless, we know that if men and women work together, hand in hand, society will be stronger. How do some of the outstanding women view the support of men to their community when it comes to women's leadership? Florence, the outstanding woman for Choiseul province, has this to say.
Choiseul and patrilineal culture. So many times men believe that what of the talent have not call. And me believing that if you walk side by side with them, helping them to understand too women's side of the coin. I think by men's have understanding women also. But if you may walk like you may on top of same by himself bringing to friction, especially amongst men.
Community Chief in Makira Province, Frank Taro, thinks that women and what they do in communities is very important.
Every chief that is born man is born of a woman, quite frankly. So woman is not at least the least in the community. We feel all time respecting women because him first teacher belong whoever chief, bring him childhood, the chief will come up. So she is very important as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, indeed. But what about women who face the double challenge of not only being female, but also living with disability? Our culture is not kind to people who are different, and yet there is a place for everyone in society. Our outstanding woman for Honiara could be considered exceptional for not 2 but 3 reasons. She is a woman, she is young, she's disabled. This is her story.
As a disability or some challenges were me really face in my life. Accessibility to services. Yeah, sometimes people stuck a discrimination or some if you are disability you walk about the road or some or you go to school or some stuck people will say you like do you know good you should stay quiet in the house no more and no need for car and go all about stay quiet. Yeah, so I have one challenge where if me stay quiet for me know how I achieve my dreams and goals, so we need to come out. And so time for come out or some place where me like for go lohem or services or example school if classroom have me upstairs or yeah, me have to climb every day, go up and down, which is no accessible too much for me. So me like for people in community must aware and sabe disability too. So must garang respect for people with disability and also every services we are providing lo community but must include them disability inside. Yeah, it must be inclusive activities also. Me think that me special. And so, if what other normal people are doing, yeah, if me as long as me human being, yeah, me a dream too, despite of whatever disability or whatever challenge me facing. Yeah, me so make a difference too. Me so doing what good when around dream too. So no matter what challenge me facing, we must always positive and look positive side always.
Looking on the positive side is a quality we find in many of these outstanding women, even when they face tough situations and challenges. But their motivation and determination are strong even in the face of huge challenges such as climate change and the deterioration of the environment. Development issues such as logging and mining are a challenge to many rural communities as they experience the negative impacts of these developments. Roslyn Lemoba, the outstanding woman for Temotu Province, is bold and a risk taker, overstepping gender boundaries to accompany male resource owners to raise their concerns with provincial authorities.
We involve a lot of activities where some crucial issues were affecting nation during this time, especially like in Temotu, issues on mining and logging, and but big too much there. So a lot of times we become so fearsome, we miss a go out of Temotan man, but especially the frontliners for fight law that one. So I think henna embarrass mota women or the garden confidence to me that Misa become voice blow not only women but also Temotu province as a province and also Solomon Islands as a nation.
So far, Rosalind and her team have been victorious with the cancellation of a mining operation license. But Rosalind knows that her opponents will be back, and she is bracing herself for more challenges ahead. Meanwhile, Florence, the outstanding woman for Choiseul Province, is also concerned about such developments on her island, plus dreadful side issues such as the sexual exploitation of underage girls.
One of something we getting for talent in the first place now, especially at logging companies here and Staka, and then destroying too every rivers, every gardens, women, and even this Waku with maritime very young beginning where got still got a brighter future. Maybe by me go in with them got existing bodies inside the community, like every women church groups or tangarem or own settings like Docas, United Church groups, they have their own settings. So if Miss Aven go in and work closely with them, especially trying to put the message across to them, I think Bansa.
Florence and Rosalind are both concerned about future generations. Rosalind works to increase her knowledge on the laws that deal with the development of harvesting people's natural resources to be better equipped to address such development within her community, ward, and province. Their tasks are immense, and a question often arises is where do the outstanding women go from here? UNDP's SECSIP initiated the Outstanding Woman idea is now looking forward to collaborating with its current and potential partners to support the outstanding women in their leadership work in the communities. Ongoing activities include dialogues on the community priority topics and presentation and discussions in schools led by the network of outstanding women. The outstanding women are optimistic and believes that Yumi strong, Yumi smart, Yumi confident, we are leaders. These are words taken from the song Women Rise Up, commissioned by UNDP as part of the Outstanding Women of Solomon Islands initiative. UNDP, with the support of international partners, locals, and national government, continues to work with these confident and resilient leaders to bring about more positive changes. So let's ask for the plans of these outstanding women.
Yeah, I just feel happy and a good experience for me for also building capacity belum then still young, but yeah, by me work together with a big experienced woman and for look more and for deal about more what na to help them with women and with people inside the community. So we think that if me train and involve lot things early and by him really help them life for me, for shaping me for become a great leader of future.
Kami garang ting lo dia for help mo to mang lumilo o awards for empower mo kita and try for help mo to self reliance. Time program lo pan by also up camp then by me try for help mo kita lo where we are how program lo mi fala bisa na mi one lo mi fala lo here. Timo galang plan lo dia for if me looking program he set up then by me follow everyone. Lo votes lo it's votes lo everyone lo mi fala province.
Every women they are outstanding and they are all equal in the sight of God, except the extra commitment, commitments and love and passion or the given to God and to other people, or to women, children. So that one extra commitment and him making him outstanding. But overall, we are all outstanding the different skills where we provide him for people in the communities. Except that also we karam ota commitment do you me that we okataluk sabe and witness him. That's why also we outstanding.
Your dream Blumi, time you become a leader also meeting him, be like him for me making wider consultation for women around Malaita. Lo okata regions Blumi, when it comes to leadership of women inside the politics okata sabe good. People, especially men, what sabe good now, what now roles blo ibi women.
They're like for looking at the women, especially girls, for get employed. Go up to education, get employed, and got a good family. I mean, me always wish that one. Me for Lorendo, if you talk about Rainbow women, me for by look every women na, and me for I recognize him that for a woman as him outstanding.
For Western Province, me look him that women ought to become leaders in their own communities, the leaders in the churches, and also, especially time me look this time, like education him one fala, it's compulsory under their rights, especially beginning. So, other women barba strangle hard now for at least finding why now a little bit financial support for women or beginning got education. So these are the areas that me look him make him a lot of changes, lot of women blomival, especially down to the rural communities.
Me sabe work with them police commander or even social welfare workers for scoping where now the issues him high lo him inside the community, and maybe by sabe go from there, maybe set them pilot project for focus lot of places where the issues are high lo him where for start also. Yeah, and domestic violence as well as rape and other abuses where him coming inside the community.
So time we come out of the community like this, we are mix of group like come to other in a way of custom. We got time we look inside, me get too many friends. Even this island, we always sit down together for you, me share, because me share in a way that we come up like we are Solomon Island people.
Yeah, me brave too much for stand out law, especially in public. Sometimes you may put on neck for asking no more, saying you may risk him life because of what you may look in, yeah? The need where him stop law community, the magnitude no problem, yeah? And you may look in us and how by future repercussions blame law the future generations. So maybe me taking so much as me stand out boldly law public because of maybe me own law education. Also me sabe lo sa pala or the issues when him surrounding that one. Then me sa how na for me go about it. Okay, not only that, but prayer life blooming, but also him big. Yeah, me got him faith and hope and trust to must big man so that time me go out, me bold, me say that God himself within me. Yeah, sometimes maybe people ban not like him what na me talent, but about respecting you me, lo what na you me stand for.
Me suppose me young yet, but not me all titing blow me young. Him think big yet. All on my by palukinosin. Me thinking that idea when me doing finish the community and some part lo this island local ka. Me like for him spread lo island local ka. Because me looking island lo me palogal ka na stuck on school ya. So him nindim no katakan way all same no po him mo takama.
In future dreams lo me, especially of the girls lo ini or children lo in future me like him. Ini must involve them okata, educate him okata all about what now leadership quality where okat basud garen so that okata sabe what now leadership role. So encourage him okata when they go into some like for example secondary schools, get them involved in some leadership roles where also give him okata for take him like as a head boy or head girl within the school. This one by himself, nation okata up or bring him okata so that otagarem na that quality of leadership within them, so that when they become okata adults or okata like taking about the leadership roles or same, they know all about what is leadership.
You me smart, you me confident, we are leaders. Oh, no matter what for nation building, me plan de anahati. You me strong, you me smart, you me confident. Let's rise together, Solomon Islands. You me walk together. save